Hello hikers and campers. Yep, this is another hike and camp video. I'm at Silvermines, so I'm just heading up the hill. I'm going to do a summit camp tonight while we have this good weather. Did I say make hay while the sun shines and don't get stung by nettles. I'd say I'm fair red, can't really see the screen. As my father used to say, God rest him, I'm as wet as if you dipped me in the river. So I'm at top Silvermines Mountains, Tipperary, North Tipperary. I'll give you a 360 from here. So this is looking north. It's the mighty Loch Derg there. That's on the Shannon River. I'm panning to the east. Silvermines village. It's just there, the foothills. Looking over towards Tumivara, Moneygall, Devil's Bit. Silvermines east top there. What have we got here? I think that's Slievenamon, way off. Like if you can see it, the really light blue mountain there. Coming around then, we've got Clay, Mother Mountain. This is Keeper Hill. And then we're heading over towards Limerick, Shannon Estuary, Tarbert. And that's the rest of the Silvermines Ridge. I'll probably hike over there this evening. And there we go. Slievenamon is just hiding behind the hill there. So we've got Ara, also known as Towntinna, and Clare then beyond that. So yeah, good views tonight. Right, I just walked a kilometre that way. And there's a herd of goats over where I wanted to put my tent. Or close to it anyway, so I decided to come back to here. It just looks fabulous. But then the reality behind the camera is this. I forgot my jumper, so I had to put on my sleeping long sleeve top to stop the midges eating me. And I forgot my long trousers, so I had to put on my sleeping long johns. So yeah, don't be fooled by all this beauty. I'll show you what's just below the hill, or on the slopes of the hill. So you might be able to make out a water feature. That's the remains of an open cast mine. There's a big mining history in this area. And there's big changes ahead. There's a hydro-power station in the planning. So that's going to change the landscape here. There's going to be another water reservoir built into the hill up higher. And they'll pump the water up at night time using wind energy. And then use that to generate energy during the day when demand is higher. So yeah, things are going to be different. That's me set up for the night. Grass tickling the outside of the tent. And I think that's a tick on the inside. No, it's not a tick. Nope, he needs to go though. I'll get back. Okay, I'm back. After trying to remove him, I realised he's on the outside. So the tent, once again, pitched well. I've pitched the front into the wind tonight. It's not strong wind, but there's a good breeze. But it's very warm here today. I think we're only at about 450 meters elevation, so it's not very high. Like last night, or the solstice night, I was at what, 850, I think. Yeah, and it was really cold. Like I'm just in a t-shirt here, whereas that night I had to put on like all my layers going to bed. Boink, boink, boink. There's that fly. I might have to remove him. He's got some buddies too. Anyhow, it's my first time. This is my first time camping on Silvermines. I grew up pretty close to here, so it's been something I've always wanted to do. I just never got around to it. So yeah, I'm super stoked. And really nice evening for it. Nice sunset. Not epic, but really nice. And that breeze picked up again fairly soon, so all the midges got blown away. Not a bad view to wake up to at 4:30. I don't know if you can make it out, but the Limerick City lights twinkling over there. We have some flying friends again. There's a gentle breeze here. There's one hill to go up on the way home, and it's that one over there. It has a few different names, you know, the usual, like Heartbreak Hill or Cardiac Hill. Anyhow, take our time at it. It's a beautiful morning. It's absolutely gorgeous. What a great camp. It was just brilliant. I think I've had one of the best sleeps in a tent I've ever had. It was just perfect. No goats came at my tent during the night, or if they did, I didn't hear them. There was no tracks or signs of them this morning anyway, so that was good, because I know goats like to eat anything and everything. So right, I better concentrate here. Bit of a steep rocky downhill before we go back up. It's all downhill from here. Oh, it's just fabulous. And I've just come into the view of the Galties. I don't know if you'll make it out. Just over there to the left of Keeper, there's a little blue ridge. That's the Galtee mountain range. So that's where I was camping on the solstice night. So that was 2 nights ago. So it's really nice to camp somewhere and be able to look back at the previous hills you camped on. You can't see Knockmeal Downs from here though, but you get a great view. Looking back into Limerick again. Sunshine has hit Limerick City. Limerick City, baby. So I camped over on that ridge over there. Back around Ara. Anyhow, you saw all this from last night's hike. Loch Derg again. Looking very calm. Way up to Offaly and beyond. The hills into Moneygall. Silvermines, it's a nice place to visit. As I said, you've got the looped walk up on the top of the hill, Knock'n'Row Wood it's called. You've got the point-to-point, Slieve Phelan way, from Maru to Silvermines. Or you could do it the other way, from Silvermines to Maru. And in the village there's a few B&Bs, there's a nice pub, Tommy Hickey's, it's a grocery shop. And the local community, the Tidy Towns and other groups, are very active, and they've put in a lot of work in the area. There's some really nice network of trails, small little trails really close to the village. You go by the stream, you go through open land, there's historic plaques explaining the many buildings that are around the area because of all the mining history. yeah, it's you know, you don't have to be doing huge hikes up the hill. There's lots to be enjoyed just by short strolls. And I'm sitting in the car park at the moment. This is about 1 kilometre from the village, just up the hill towards the top of Knockanroe. There's benches here, very well kept place. So you could drive up to here and just admire that view for no effort at all. It's handy to be able to reverse stuff because the road is quite narrow.